Jungkook is your overprotective best friend. He took you to meet his grandma on the weekend. He had been lying to her for the past 3 years that you are his girlfriend. You were shocked to hear that. His grandmother, on the other hand, wanted grandkids as soon as possible. You are super embarrassed and wanted to murder Jungkook for all this humiliation. A detailed video of Jungkook flirting with you is pinned in the comment section below. Please take a look. Wyan's point of view. Jungkook, you're such a cheat. I just saw you move the piece. We were playing Ludo with Jungkook's grandmother, and since he was losing badly, he had resorted to cheating. You didn't have to snitch on me. You have already won, he grumbled. You're such a sore loser, I laughed. His grandma had gone to the bathroom, so he had decided to take advantage of her absence by moving his piece. You don't know what she's like when she beats me. She really rubs it in, Jungkook whined. This just made me laugh harder. As I did, I noticed Jungkook was staring at me with a funny look in his eyes. Jungkook, can I ask you a question? Yeah, sure, go ahead. You know, that girl you mentioned you had a crush on? Why do you like her? I asked curiously. I tried to keep my voice nice and calm, not wanting my jealousy to seep through my words. Because I was jealous. Getting John Jungkook to like you was quite an accomplishment, as he's awfully picky. I have never seen the boy ask out a single girl, not once. Well, I like that girl for many reasons, he smiled. I guess a big one's because she's funny and how she always seems to have some comeback up her sleeve. She's sassy and smart and fun and well, just beautiful. He finished with a goofy grin. Jesus Christ, how whipped could one guy get? Oh, and one more, he added. She's hot and her body is just, he groaned as he bit his lip. My stomach turned into rage. Okay, I get it, Jungkook. You have made your point. I snapped rather sharply. Hearing your crush admiring another girl's body was just far too awful to listen to. Wait a second. I should totally help try and hook them up. It would be the perfect slap in the face to help me get over him. How did I not think of this before? Jungkook, no offense, but why don't you grow some things and ask this girl out? I snapped boldly. Looking alarmed by the question, he shifted uncomfortably in his chair. It's a little more complicated than that, Wyan. I have to wait a little longer until I'm good enough for her. Sounds like you're just making excuses to me. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Asking her out scares me. He laughs. But I'm serious though about not being ready for her. I want to be perfect when we are finally together. I don't want to have anger issues. I don't want to be still in therapy. I want to be fixed. She deserves a guy who's as perfect as she is. And one day I'll be that guy. Just not today, he said softly. His eyes were dripping with such an intensity that I could scarcely look away. It was beautiful how much he cared for her. Giving him a comforting smile, I took his hand. Jungkook, you're way too hard on yourself. There's nothing wrong with you and you're not broken, okay? You lose your temper sometimes, so what? I do too. No one's perfect, Jungkook, even her. No, you're wrong. She might not seem perfect to some, but she'll always seem perfect to me. Wyan, always, he stated confidently. But what happens if she meets someone else? By the time you're perfect, she might be gone. You honestly think I haven't thought about that? He laughed. It might be a little unorthodox and kinda wrong, but I kind of keep an eye on her. I make sure nothing gets too far, he smirked. Oh my god, so you play around with her relationships? I laughed. You're a terrible person, you know that, right? Yeah, I know, he shrugged. You know, I think I figured out who she is. His whole face went ghostly white and a look of sheer panic swept over his face. No, what? How? Oh, for God's sake, did Jimin tell you? I'm going to kill him, he cried as he started to pace around like a madman. What the hell he was so stressed for? Calm down, you idiot. I'm not going to tell her, I laughed. Jungkook stopped pacing and turned to me. Wait a second. Who do you think she is? He asked cautiously. Duh, that blonde-haired girl you were talking to at Jimin's party? Jungkook let out a sigh of relief and flopped down on his chair with a relieved smile. Oh, thank God, you really scared me. I'm a little bit confused. That's for sure. I definitely don't have a crush on her. She's my aunt, he said as he pulled a face of disgust. How on earth? She looks like she's 18 or something. Yeah, she's my mom's extremely younger sister. My granddad remarried someone way younger, so hence a big age gap. Oh, I simply said. Well, I guess I was wrong then. Soon his grandma entered the room again, forcing me to drop the subject. After the game, your grandma is kinda crazy, I laughed. Yeah, I know. She can be a little bit forward at the best of times. A little bit? I scoffed. The woman wants me pregnant by the end of the year, I laughed. I'm not sure your dad would be all too happy about that. Yeah, he probably wouldn't be thrilled if he found out we shared a bed either. Jungkook didn't seem to find this funny at all. His smile instantly dropped from his face and he eyed me warily. You won't tell him, right? He rambled out quickly. Of course not. You're annoying, Jungkook, but I don't want you to die. I laughed as I rolled my eyes. He let out a huge sigh of relief. My eyes then drifted over to his bicep, and before I knew it, words were flying out of my mouth. How the hell are you so ripped? A Cheshire-sized grin worked its way on his face, causing me to instantly regret my words. Did my imagination just run away from me, or did YN just give me a compliment? He teased. And this is exactly why you don't get them. Just hurry up and answer the question. I don't even need to look to know my face was turning a bright scarlet. I suppose because of saucer practice. But I guess boxing keeps me a little in shape too. Wait, what? You're into boxing? I didn't know that. I'm surprised you didn't either, Miss Stalker, he teased. Let it go, Jungkook, it was one time. Well, are you any good? I prodded. He smirked. In bed? No, you idiot, I mean in boxing. Well, of course I am. I am the best. Midway through rolling my eyes at him, a brilliant idea came to my mind. Without any warning, I threw myself on top of him, causing him to completely collapse onto his back in shock. Grabbing both of his hands, I pinned them above his head. I looked down at him with the wildest grin on my face. Take that, stupid. The expression on his face was beyond amusing. Still think you're the best? I taunted. His eyes sparkled in amusement. This is wrestling, Chubbs, not boxing, he laughed. Well, this is awkward. I was just about to get off him, but before I knew what was happening, the jerk had flipped me. But it's fine, I'm still better at wrestling than you anyway, he winked. Raging with shame, I started to flare pathetically underneath him in an attempt to free my hands, which he had pinned above my head. It's fine, I can do this. I can totally flip him back over. After an embarrassing 10 seconds of me trying to get him off and him not budging, I laid back in defeat. Well, that was a bit sad, wasn't it? He laughed. Wait a second, he paused. Please tell me that wasn't your best attempt to flip me? He said, looking down at me in concern. No, I lied. He just stared down at me blankly. Okay, maybe it was. I trailed off in embarrassment. What would you do if I were attacking you for real, YN? Realize I'm screwed and cry? I joked. This isn't funny, YN. If a guy was really attacking you, a smart option would be to knee them in their center. It will buy you a few times to run. He explained in a serious tone. Not a bad idea. Almost immediately after he said that, I decided to give it a shot. As he was busy rambling on about something else, I jerked my knee up sharply and kneed him. Oh my God, he yelled as he quickly released my wrist and flopped down on the bed beside me. Groaning, he crawled into the fetal position and clutched his thing in pain. Wow, he clearly knew what he was talking about. That was effective. It was an hour later and we were driving home. Jungkook was murmuring profanities to himself as he glared out of the window. He was giving me the silent treatment. Apparently, he hadn't meant for me to demonstrate when he said I should kick my attacker. He was being such a baby about it and still had an ice pack nestled to his part. There was no way it still hurt after so long. It was slightly awkward having to explain to his grandmother about what happened. She was a bit confused about why I would want to injure the souls of my future children. Look, Jungkook, I'm sorry, okay? I didn't realize it was going to hurt that badly. You don't sound all that sorry to me. He tried to maintain a scar on his face, but his face soon softened. At least I know you have some form of defense in an emergency, he sighed. But you're still not that good. So I'm gonna teach you self-defense. Yeah, whatever. I'm not joking, Brian. There are terrible people out there who are capable of awful things. Why are you getting so worked up about it? I asked in confusion. I just don't want to see you get hurt, okay? God, I was bored. It was a quiet Sunday afternoon and both my parents had gone out, leaving me abandoned and home alone. Now I had been spreading myself out like a starfish on my bed as I contemplated what to do. My eyes drifted around the room until they landed on my speakers. I smirked. Well, I guess since nobody's home, with an excited grin, I got up and grabbed the phone and put on my favorite playlist. I jumped onto my stage, or as it is otherwise known as my bedroom floor, and started to dance my heart out. I didn't even care that I probably looked insane. It's not like anyone could see, and besides it was fun. When the song finally ended, I bent over and bowed like I had been performing in front of a live concert. However, I wasn't expecting a response from my imaginary crowd. There was a loud and enthusiastic clapping sound coming from directly behind me. Every muscle in my body went rigid from shock. There shouldn't be clapping. Jungkook was leaned up against my doorframe with the world's widest grin on his face. He looked beyond amused and clapped shamelessly with the occasional crude whistle. Dear God, please tell me that was a dream and he hadn't just witnessed me attempting hot dance. How long have you been standing there? The entire song, and God, it was brilliant. He laughed as his eyes sparkled with amusement. Without another word, I walked to my wardrobe, climbed in and shut the door. I was just done, so incredibly done. Jungkook's laughter grew louder from outside the door. Oh, come on, Chubbs, don't be dramatic. It wasn't that embarrassing. He chuckled from the other side of the door. He knocked on the door gently. Can I come in? He asked softly. When I didn't answer, he let out a heavy sigh before opening the door. His eyes sparkled with humor as he looked down at my figure all tucked up on the floor. Hey, cheer up. If it makes you feel any better, I thought it was incredibly hot, he winked. Just shut up. You just had to wait for the entire song to finish before saying anything, didn't you? I yelled. Well, duh. If I said something, you would have stopped, and I would have missed out the best 2 minutes of my life, he laughed. The best 2 minutes of his life was watching me humiliate myself. Wait a second. How the hell did you get into our house? Jungkook laughed nervously. Oh, right. About that. I tried to ring the bell, but you couldn't hear over the music. So I kinda just picked the lock and let myself in. He shrugged dismissively, as though he hadn't just illegally broken into my house for a second time. And you just invited yourself into my room? What would you have done if I were dancing without clothes, huh? I yelled. Jungkook's eyes visibly darkened. Probably something that I shouldn't, he whispered. The way he was looking at me made my heart beat violently within my chest, and feeling nervous, I bit my bottom lip. Well, I think that's enough wallowing for today, I laughed, as I climbed out of the wardrobe and headed over to my bed. No offense, Jungkook, but why are you here? To start our funny little self-defense lessons? He smiled. What, already? I'm not that bad, Jungkook. I managed to get you crawl up and cry like a baby, didn't I? I taunted. I wasn't trying, Chubb. Stop lying. Are you sure? Because your eyes looked a little watery to me. I knew he hadn't cried, but that didn't mean I wasn't gonna work like hell to make him think he had. Please, if I were trying, you would never have gotten that shot past me, he bragged. Sounds like someone is not over their lows. Okay, fine. If you think you're so tough, attack me then. I immediately leaped off the bed in excitement. I can't believe he was giving me a free shot to hit him. It's like Christmas came early. I kicked my leg out sharply. Before my leg made contact, he caught it swiftly, so I fell back against his chest. Nice try, Chubbs, but not quite, he whispered. Slowly, he let me go and turned me around to face him. I think I have just proved you could use my help, Chubbs. Okay, whatever, maybe you have a point. Excellent, let's start, shall we? When someone is attacking you, what's the best weapon you have? He was pacing around like he was a kung fu master. My fist, I guessed. Nope, it's your leg to run away from them. There's no point trying to be a hero when all you care about is surviving. Also, your voice is an excellent tool. It will hopefully attract attention so people can help you. You sound like one of those 5th grade safety officers that randomly bring into school to lecture you about the danger of strangers. I commented in amusement. He looked like he was about to smile, but he quickly controlled himself. Ryan, stop joking around. You need to take this seriously. This is important, he whined. He looked so cutely frustrated that I decided I should just go along with it and humor him. For more videos, please subscribe this channel. Have a great day, dear ones. Bye.